11:59 at Radio Free America. This is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to our Daily Gun Show. We come to you live every day at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's 4 Pacific for about an hour and 90 minutes each day. We do 3 gun-related topics, different topics throughout the week. We run it live on YouTube. We're simulcasting it live over at gunchannels.com, where we're watching the comments that are coming in from the people watching live. Once in a while, we'll take the audio and we'll post it up on iTunes as a podcast. So we encourage anybody that might be listening to the show in the future or now to leave us some feedback. Let us know what platform you're listening on. It ideally will help the show get recommended to more listeners, so we do appreciate that favor. There's 4 hosts. We're all here today. We got Bob jumping in from Canada. Thanks for joining.
Glad to be here.
We got Dano in Illinois. Thanks for jumping in.
Yep, glad I could make it.
Looks like you've been playing tennis. And then Smeggy over in, I think, in Michigan.
Yep. How's everyone doing today?
Good. And I'm down here in Arizona. So today is, what is today? Wednesday already? So it's Wednesday, and that makes it Entertainment Day. We're going to be talking, it's episode 348. We're going to be talking about when do practical gun techniques trail off, movie gung fu techniques begin. Then we'll be talking about good idea, bad idea, and because it's Wednesday, we'll be doing our hashtag Daily Gun Show Showdown. So if you're posting pictures over on the Instagram, be sure to use hashtag Daily Gun Show, and we'll go through them, and maybe you'll be picked. We also do gun shop of the day, gun of the day, and all those kind of things. So before we get into it, we usually take a break at the beginning, see if anything happened overnight or if anything worth talking about.
Well, the country was formed yesterday, like a while ago. So, like, that was a thing.
241 years to be exact.
I fell asleep at like 6 p.m. and then woke up at like 2 a.m.
Yeah. We talked about that a little bit yesterday for those of us that were here.
Yeah, some of us couldn't be bothered.
Yep, I guess not.
Oh, Smeggy wasn't here yesterday?
I know, nobody really noticed, but he wasn't.
Yeah, so what? It was hit or miss. You guys recorded a show. That was pretty smart. I don't know if Rick did a show. Like, say, I fell asleep pretty much right after the show. And then I've been watching early watch today. Been chatting with people about the ban. So I haven't been paying much attention to gun news. I think there was something or another in the news. But with all the government peoples out on their breaks, I suspect we're not going to hear too much from the big agenda-based media unless something happens.
Well, other than that, there's a meme war going on right now.
What's that all about?
Somebody did a meme and then Trump retweeted it, and CNN went after the guy who made the original meme and is threatening him with doxing unless he quits making memes. And it's really weird.
Yeah, it's
podcasting.
Yeah, it's elementary school shenanigans, but it has nothing to do with guns. But yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah. But it just shows how lame mainstream media has gotten.
All right. Well, then why don't we dig into the show? So it's Entertainment Day today. We're going to start out with that entertainment subject. When do practical gun techniques trail off and movie gung fu techniques begin? By gung fu, the technique that can only work in front of the camera with many retakes and adds additional steps to the process and takes longer. So I don't know where we want to take that one. I think where do they trail off and the gun movie stuff takes up is depending on how like big a budget or mainstream the movie's going to be or aimed at.
Or when the opening credits roll. Gosh darn it, Clover Tech, you just typed that in as I said it. I swear I didn't get that from you.
But I think some of the smaller budget ones seem to put a little bit of effort into that, maybe thinking that more people find it authentic or something, or they just put the effort into it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think
And I believe we talked about that the other day. How it seems as if more movies are trying to be better about that. I think that was when we were talking about Wick, the handling and changing mags and blah blah blah, whatever. But part of the thing is that the movie's a fantasy world kind of thing, so sometimes there are some stuff that's a bit crazy, but it can still be visually entertaining. Just know that that doesn't happen in real life.
I mean, it doesn't have to be exact. The old school thing used to be, they would never reload. They had, magic bullets and those sorts of, and they're getting much better at that, as far as at least showing them occasionally, trying to either grab a magazine or maybe actually see them reload. That adds to the realism. But it is primarily entertainment, so I don't really hold that against them, especially since they're getting better at it.
Well, they'll reload a lot, but then where do these magazines come from? Like, they'll just keep reloading and reloading, depending on if it's an AR-15 in a movie. They'll just keep reloading, and their actual loadout of their costume is like 4 mags.
I mean, so some movies, again, each movie is kind of a little different. Sometimes you'll see them where they'll have a satchel where, okay, that's their magical place of getting magazines. Sometimes you'll see them get them off the bad guy if it's the same caliber sort of firearm, or they'll just take the firearm and the magazines off the bad guy and start using the other weapon system. But it varies.
So one of the things, and I'm not sure exactly if this counts as gung fu, or I mean, I guess it might kind of be a technique or whatever, but I've seen some one-handed reloads where they just they're sliding across the floor and they drop the mags, and there happens to be a mag sitting on the ground standing up, so they slam it on and rack off their belt or whatever. I know racking off your belt's a thing, but it's just sometimes I don't know. Is that a way to do it? Set your mag up on a table and then just slam your gun down on it? Is that really better and faster?
It's entertaining, though.
No, that's super bad. You'll probably just bend lips and shit, break things. That would not be good.
Okay, so that does count as gun fu. I mean, I'm just trying to think. I guess I don't really know 100% how to do a one-handed reload. So, how do you get the mag in?
With a one-hand reload, typically you're gonna put the gun someplace and then put the new mag in with your good hand, and then pick the gun back up. So crook your leg or in front of you and your foot on a table. Kind of depends on where you're at and what you're doing. Your armpit, maybe, I guess.
Yeah, armpit usually works pretty good.
Yeah, they're saying the knee reload that he did in Wick, that was fairly legit. I got to remember that was in Wick 2.
I have not seen Wick 2 yet, so I'm not familiar with what's happening in that particular scene.
Well, I remember the first TV show I saw that had a more realistic gun handling was it was a detective show, private eye show called Simon and Simon, and I think the one guy carried a little 38 Smith & Wesson snubby, and that was the first time I could remember ever seeing a TV detective show or any kind of cop show where the guy actually reloaded a revolver. I was like, wow, he actually reloaded. And that was crap back in the late 70s.
But then did he do the thing where he just flicks his hand and slams the cylinder shut?
No, actually, he didn't. He closed it properly with his thumb.
Because I always thought that was cool until I knew better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very hard with a gun.
That's kind of old school gun fu.
Yeah. Well, you know, and they used to in the old, like some of those old West gunfighters, like that did the TV series and did the serials. Some of them actually would learn to do quick draw. If their character was known to be a quick draw, go and get trained to do actual Western quick draw, and they actually could draw a gun, you know, like with lightning speed. But you know, that was something the actor just did on his own.
That's man. I'm
Something that I
trying to
haven't
think of
seen
some
in a
other.
movie, and I'm sure this happens. I don't have revolvers now, but I've never seen anybody go to reload and accidentally release the cartridges from their speed loader prematurely, where they all just fall out. And I gotta believe that can happen.
I've actually seen that in a couple of movies.
Yeah, I'm trying to think too. Like when somebody's flustered or they're trying to show like a new guy or something. I think I've seen that too. I just can't think of when. That would have been an old movie, I guess, to be speed reloading with revolvers.
Just for comedic effect, sort of a thing.
Oh, in a comedy?
Well, I think it was more of a drama, because you know, the person went to
training or something, and he starts off really clumsy, but then he gets better over time, sort of a thing.
Like he takes training. Like in the beginning of the movie, he's clumsy, but then he takes some online training, and at the end of the movie, he's really good.
Only if he does online training every other day.
That's the key to it, right? Repetition.
Yeah. And boy, when it comes to online training, do we have it?
I'm trying to think of examples of gung fu, and for whatever reason, my mind's just blanking. I'm picturing like, you know, whatever, like the Matrix and the Resident Evil movies and stuff. I'm sure there's tons in there.
Like
wait until
spinning the revolver in and out of the holster. It just as an example.
Wait until you check out
or taking
the movie
or the Winchester with the rifleman. He does the same thing with his lever action.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though. And I'm just gonna wait for Bob to start talking so I can say something else.
But those are just older examples of gung fu.
Right. That's why I'm trying to. Yeah, the reloads in Resident Evil. That's probably also where I've seen some of the, you know, the different crazy things. But I can't think of exact examples. Like, oh, remember that one time with the MP5 or whatever? Like, I don't really know. But those types of movies, for sure, they do some weird gun handling stuff. I guess my biggest thing is that why the heck do the good guys, like, they hit every single thing they're aiming at? That's kind of a gun fu type thing. It's just, you know, one-handed, whatever, like boom, 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 and they just get all the bad guys.
Training, practice, and follow through.
It would be the same as just, you know, if it was a movie where it was hand-to-hand fighting, you know, they would always land the right punch or whatever. So it's just the nature of the gunfight is that, you know, they have to get shot at a bunch. Maybe they take one every once in a while, like they get superficially wounded all the time. But then, you know, if it was archery, they would be better like Robin Hood. You know, everybody else would suck. I think it's just because of the hero aspect of the way they write movies all the time.
Yeah, you're supposed to believe they're almost like superhuman type stuff with guns. What about combining the subject of gung fu and kung fu movies, where dude disassembles a gun by just like grabbing the slide?
Yeah,
that's pretty unrealistic.
No, it isn't. That's completely realistic. It happens all the fucking time. So the good one of that is Paris with Love. because not only does he disassemble it, but then he takes the slide off and he jabs it into the bad guy's neck, which is also what happens all the time in real life.
It happens all the time in real life, really.
Yeah, that's why Beretta's. You never heard of
Beretta.
Beretta's unsafe in any caliber. It's because of that. Desert Eagles also. A skilled ninja can easily take the slide off of your Beretta when it's pointed right at the ninja.
All right. So for those of us that don't own or have never owned a Beretta, what is it about them that makes it so easy to pull the slide off?
Both Beretta and the Desert Eagle have a stupid contraption where they were like, oh, we can't make it the same way as a 1911, probably for legal reasons. And then they wanted to retain, I guess, the little thing that comes off on a 1911 to take the slide off. So here, we can just go and watch this video that will explain it all.
I thought it was just because it was Italian and they're always quick to lose parts.
We're watching a video.
We're taking this empty one. So you've got that, and let's say that was being pointed at you. It's very simple. To just with your hand, push this button on this side with your whatever finger. Hold that gun, and with your thumb, knock that down, and take the gun apart from the person who's pointing it at you. While it might seem like a ninja move, actually a lot of people have figured that out. Okay, now we could do it again in a little bit faster speed. Again, the idea being this isn't for everybody, but just to show this part of the design. So there's that tab there, which is the spring release that allows this to turn. It won't turn when I push the button, it will turn. I don't know how well that came out in the video, but with speed, it doesn't take very much. Now, obviously, he's not fighting against me, and he didn't have a loaded gun. I had no danger of getting shot. But, okay, so again, with the gun in a cock, ready to go, a little bit more speed. And I was not sped up or anything. Now, I have some ninja training, so it's a little bit faster than a regular person might be able to do it. But then we did verify it with the Beretta again, and then we got a Desert Eagle in here. Same thing.
So where do I sign up for your training class?
It's online. Here, I'll drop the link. Just go type in ninja on gun websites, and you will find all the ninja videos right there.
Because now you're saying that Bob's online training is valid.
I didn't say he took my online ninja training, but I don't offer a degree or not.
True. That is true.
Anyway, there's a couple of movies that do that, and Vegas with Love, is that what it's called? Or Paris with Love, and then I forget what the other one is. Is it Taken? There's another movie where they do that too. Show the exploits of the exploit of the 92 design. Beretta's unsafe in any caliber.
Well, there you go. I stand corrected.
So I don't know. I guess that solves that one. We finished Kung Fu. I feel like we didn't really talk about the heat being the beginning of like people liking to see manipulations and some accessories on the bad guy or whatever, like mag pouches or vests or something. I don't know if that's a result of 94 or not, but we had heat, and then you had, what's that other one everybody still talks about? Oh man, Way of the Gun. And then now, of course, but there was a bunch of military ones, and then now you got like 13 Hours, and that's one with the SEALs. Actually, that's a good example of one that's, there's not very much gung fu in that one, and it's still pretty impressive. What's the one with the real SEALs in it?
The real SEALs in it.
Yeah.
You mean there are fake SEALs?
Actual SEALs were the actors in it. You don't remember that movie? Somebody in the chat will remember.
It's vaguely familiar, but I can't remember what it is. What a surprise, I know.
Act of Valor. Thanks. You don't remember that one? Act of Valor? Anyway, it was a fictitious.
Act of Valor. What was an actor who, Val Kilmer?
No.
In that one?
No.
No?
Act of Valor is basically a fake story of kind of the operations that are happening in the world and in this sort of time in the drug war, basically. And then, but it's acted with real SEALs. So the stuff and the tactics and the whatnot, you know, as long as it isn't classified, it was supposed to be real true to life. Didn't get a great reviews or nothing because the story wasn't all that, I guess, exciting for people, but it was certainly interesting to see a glimpse of that type of development, you know, real people, not just one, you know, expert on the filming scene or whatever, giving advice. All right, well, this has been a lively episode today, so should we just wrap it up, or is everybody like tired? What's going on? So I guess we'll go on to the next topic, and it'll be good idea, bad idea. It's gonna be super boring today because everybody's asleep, and I guess before that we will break and try to feature one of the members over at Gun Channels. Gun Channels is a place we built a while back. It's a community. It's focused on firearms. There's lots of things to do over there. A lot of people to hang out with, talk about guns. And to that end, we like to feature one of the members each day. And today it's Rafael, a member from Florida. Obviously participates a lot. If you're on Gun Channels recently, you've seen him and probably had chats with him. So he'll jump in occasionally. He's on pretty much during the day all the time, sometimes at night. And has even driven to places to meet up with y'all in real life. So went all the way over to Tulsa for that. So anyway, again, one of the reasons we built Gun Channels to give a place like Rafael a place to hang out. Thanks for being
Yep, he's a great guy. Got to meet his dad, really nice guy, and really enjoyed it. Was able to be there for the very first time he ever shot anything. So that was really kind of interesting to see and watch somebody take their first baby steps.
Raph or his dad?
Rafael.
Oh, right on.
His dad was invited if he was interested, but didn't want to partake at that point. But I guess has since changed his mind.
Yeah, that's the thing. I like Raph. He's a cool guy, but I really liked the thing how he jumped in on Gun Channels at first, like before he even owned a gun. It was just something he was interested in, and so to see like that thing of, you know, him asking questions and everyone trying to help him out and all that kind of stuff, and to see his progression of getting stuff and enjoying it and moving up in the world and all that, like I just thought that was pretty neat.
Yep, Ralph's a nice guy, even if he does like cats.
Also, just I think I saw him out there earlier, but just for clarification, he is not a hot dog.
Huh?
Yeah, it's a little inside joke, but he'll get it.
Okay.
And with that, we'll go into good idea, bad idea. So a long time ago when Bob and I first started this show, it was just the two of us. It was kind of, we would basically broadcast from like seedy locations, bars and taverns that sailors hung out at in different countries. And then we would eventually get in an argument, drinking whatever kind of weird stuff was in the bottles there. And we would have knife fight. We would fight to the death. And it was expensive because then we'd have to resuscitate the other one. We'd always be losing blood. And in those countries, it's hard to get new plasma. So we decided to tame it down and just do it verbally. So we kept the segment, though, because it used to be exciting. So we'll see if we can measure up to all that today with good idea, bad idea. Today it is carry a firearm in the car all the time, question mark. So here's the way we do it. We go from left to right as my screen sees it, and we'll ask everybody if it's a good idea, bad idea. Then they can go back and explain themselves. So Bob, good idea, bad idea.
Good idea.
Firearm all the time. All right, Dana?
Good idea.
Smeggy?
Bad idea.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm in
Now
Arizona.
G-Webs doesn't know what to do because G-Webs almost always plays the role of the contrarian.
No, I feel obligated to be the contrary if there is none. But now I don't have to. But I'm going to side with Smeggy anyway because I'm in Arizona. And if you keep a gun in the car all the time here, you're going to hurt the gun. So I'm not against the theory or the concept or the practice, except I live in Arizona and it's like 109 today. So that means inside the car it's even hotter. And in Phoenix, it's probably 10 degrees hotter than that. So I just, physically, it's not a good idea to do it here.
Well, let me ask you a question. For being down there, if you, let's say, take a Glock frame or an M&P frame, doesn't really matter, but any polymer wonder gun, and keep it in the shade but inside the car, is it still hot enough to warp the frame?
It's just like the steel bars. You don't have to melt it into a puddle. You just have to ruin it. So you can ruin the temper on metal. You can ruin the properties of the plastic. So I think in the Glock manual, it'll say something like 239 degrees and you ruined it. So I don't know how hot it gets in a car, but I know Kydex is melted and sight and little things, internal parts, probably can stand up unless you're buying the newest, fanciest doodads that alter your trigger to something or another. And then who knows if they tested them and whatever the hell it can get inside of a car in Arizona. If your plastic holster melts all around your gun, that's the same kind of issue. But also just, I don't know if it's good for a gun or the ammo to just be cooking in there constantly. I mean, it might not physically be breaking it, but I just got to assume it's stressing it. Anyway, I don't do it. I wouldn't leave a wooden and metal gun in the car because of the ammo, really.
Even if it's in the shade of the car? Of the inside?
There's shade, but the cars are ovens, so they cook. Inside a car is hot no matter where the hell if it's shade or not. It's probably a little hotter in the sun, but it gets hot.
Well, because of the temperature, is it a common thing down in your area to leave your windows slightly cracked because it is so ungodly hot?
No. Because of the thieves, probably.
Yeah.
At least I don't see windows cracked open very often.
Yeah, I'm just saying, so when you get in the car, it's not 230 degrees. Burn your skin. I mean, because even up north here, I mean, if you have, let's say, leather or pleather, whatever it is, and and it's July or August, and your car's been sitting in the sun, you could burn your and you have shorts on, you could burn your skin, your legs.
So there's an all metal gun. I don't know how it got onto heat, but it's heat. So an all metal gun, same thing. I'm just worried about. There's probably some plastic parts inside of there, but I'm more worried about the ammo. I don't know if it's going to necessarily damage the ammo. It's just that again, taking it to it, stressing it out. I just don't see the necessity. It's easy enough to drag a gun with you, and there's no. I mean, it's nice being able to leave a gun in a car, but I also live an hour north of the border. When I owned a pickup truck, it was the #1 stolen vehicle, so that would have been just playing the odds dumb, to leave anything of value in a car that's the #1 most stolen car, and I live an hour away from an international border, so chances of me ever finding it again are low.
Well, and that's what I was getting at with the reason I think it's a bad idea is the theft aspect of it. I mean, I don't know. I don't see what's so wrong with I think you should carry a gun in the car when you're in the car because you should have the gun with you. But once you're leaving, why leave it in the car? Why have a designated this is only for the car gun versus just your regular carry gun?
Because I'll just play the devil's advocate for the moment because you're more likely to have it when you need it, and it cannot be forgotten if it's there.
In the car? Because you can also run out of ammo. Something weird happens in a mall, and you got to get back to get some more stuff. Then you could have one in the car. If you have to get a gun to somebody else, somebody's outside the mall and you're inside the mall, you want to say go to my car, smash the window, and grab the gun out of there. I mean, I don't know. I can see a lot of reasons to have a gun in a car all the time. It's like a spare tire and a fire extinguisher.
Yeah. I mean, I have more than one fire extinguisher because when the fire is small and easy to put out, I may not be standing right next to where my only singular fire extinguisher is if I only had one. That's why I have two.
You know those like
One in the
magnets?
garage, one in the house.
You know those magnets that hold a gun? That are really strong magnets that hold a gun? You can mount them on things. I'll mount one of those under the wheel well and then just keep a gun under the wheel well like that. Also a key to the car. Because a lot of people do that too.
Now,
then you always have
granted, slightly off the topic, but we'll go ahead and continue to pursue that. Do you feel that I'm going to use a word because I can't think of the proper word to use, but I'm going to say it might be borderline irresponsible because some child could come and remove it?
No, irresponsible is to have the magnet mounted outside the wheel well. What about if you put the magnet in what if you put the magnet in your gas thing so that somebody would have to be trying to steal gas to see the gun? You could put a 26 in there. 27.
Okay.
27 might blow up the gas tank just by being there, though.
I mean, I could see taking the gun and putting it underneath the car next to the switch that shuts off the explosives. So if somebody tries to steal gas and your car blows up, like I guess I understand that one.
But seriously, I got a cop car, so I could mount one. Well, I do have one mounted up front where a cop car is supposed to have a shotgun. So I have that shotgun mount. But then you could have one up on the, the top of a car, the headliner or whatever, like up on the roof of the car. They make rifle mounts and shotgun mounts that go up there, and anybody could get one of them. And then they also make them for cop cars that go on the trunk, where you pop the trunk and it's sitting right there. I'm sure those would fit in other kind of cars besides cop cars. So what about keeping a shotgun mounted with one of those locks?
Is it going to be just as hot in the trunk as it would be up front?
Well, okay, in Arizona, that's why I don't keep my shotgun in the car, but I have the mount in there, and I'm just saying you can buy those mounts. I got mine for like $50. You can get those out of cop cars cheap, and they make them from different locations in a vehicle, and they're locked. They're wired into the electrical system. They got a big clamp on there. You can get them that either have their own key or use a handcuff key, and then you can mount a hidden button that'll just unlock it whenever you push the button. And again, you can get those that are meant for cop cars, so they're fairly secure, and secure like so they don't fall around your vehicle, and secure so that they're anti-theft to some extent. Actually, a pretty good extent, really.
Yeah, see, when I think of a gun to carry in the car, I guess because I'm more of the country type person, I think of a truck gun, and then it's just like, well, you buy a SKS, you throw that in the trunk with, 10 or 15 stripper clips in a pouch, and yeah, you're good. That's what I think of carrying a gun. Like, I mean, that's just what I do. You throw that in your truck under the seat, and you're good. SKS, it won't fail. Isn't bothered by the heat. Isn't bothered by the dirt or getting bounced around in the truck.
Robbie posted this one. I think it's for the back seat of a truck, but you probably put that in the back seat of a car too. And then that mounts it horizontally with that sort of cop-like, this must be for a cop thing, where it's like that really strong shackle for anti-theft. And then all mounted. This is basically the same mount, just horizontal instead of vertical. And then you could put that in your back seat. $200. You can get it for way cheaper if you find one used out of an old cop car or something. All right, well, great. So again, so I guess
so everyone flip-flopped on their positions halfway through, but I don't know. I still think it's a bad idea.
Yeah, well,
I still think it's a good idea. Except my asterisk is going to be except on exceptionally hot days.
Well, mine is just put a real gun in there and not one of those polyester, plastic things.
Now Glocks are polyester. So we'll keep going. So that'll take us to the gun shop of the day. We don't have one listed here. What happened? I thought I just got done listing a bunch. I guess I missed it by a week. So if anybody wants to recommend a gun shop out there, let us know. If you guys have one off the top of your head you want to throw in there, we can use that. Otherwise, I guess we got to go with gun of the day. And Bob's making us do all the work this week. So instead of doing a gun of the day, he made us come up with the gun we would take to our theoretical daughter's wedding. I don't have a daughter, so what was I going to do? I think I was going to...
Well, do we want to review the guns that have been picked so far?
Yeah, go ahead.
For those that may not have heard.
Yeah, do that.
I was yesterday, and I picked the Colt Python. Bob was Monday. Bob, what'd you pick?
Well, I picked the Smith & Wesson 500 mag.
Oh yeah, Bob picked a ridiculous one and Dano picked a classy one. I was thinking, since I'm the father of the bride, right? What if the father of the bride wears some sort of python like what Dano's saying and then gives it to the groom, to give it to your daughter's husband, and then that way he's defending your daughter with a decent gun. Or at least they got a little investment to have for whatever, and then they got to give it to their kid. Some shit like that. So I would think some kind of nice, without being stupid looking, I'm gonna go with Python or something like that too. All right, wait, you said a Colt Python? Probably would. I guess I don't like Colts that much, but I would do when you're talking a fancy gun. So probably a Python or, yeah, I think a Python. I think anything else would be too big, right? So regular, what, 6-inch Python?
That's what I picked.
Yeah. A little bit of an investment thing, a little bit of a family thing going. And I don't know if that's a thing or not, but that's what I'm picking. And that's what I'm doing with it. So I'm not greedy yet.
I was going to say, how dangerous is your daughter that you had to give her husband to be a gun?
She's got to sleep sometimes, and that son of a bitch better be awake guarding my daughter with that gun.
It's giving the responsibility to take care of my little princess is now over to you. You damn well better keep her safe.
Yeah, that's why you need at least this 357 all the time. And then, like I say, then they would give that to the next kid, right? Or some shit like that. I don't know. But there should be more handing down of guns and more traditional, or wait, more ceremonial gun movements, right? Have one of y'all ever gotten a gun as a thank you, or a gun as a, I don't know, thing?
I've not received, but I have given.
And then all the people in the audience, all the dozens and dozens and a half of people that are listening, think of, have you ever gotten a gun as a commemorative from like someplace? So if not, then maybe that's something we need to do more often. Dano said he's given one to somebody, so think about the next time you can say thanks with a gun. That's kind of cool. All right, well, I did my gun of the day, Bob's work. So somebody else, I guess, has to come up with Bob's quote for him. Should we did anybody come up with a gun shop of the day? Did anybody throw one out there?
I don't know.
No.
Bob, do you really not have a
Oh,
boat?
we did. We did. Does Bob have a boat?
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, read down. Jeez.
What are we
All
talking?
right.
So
Dano was worried that Bob
well-
didn't have a quote because he took your joke seriously, because he hasn't understood like how you talk yet. Damn.
It's the master interrupter. It's time. It's time. It's time for the tactical pop quiz.
what could be happening?
Yes, it is. So put your cursor down in the text box, limber up your fingers. Who would like to be my assistant? And I'm sure no one does. Does anybody want to be?
I'll do it, as I always do.
All right. Thank you very much, Meg. So if you could get ready, and while you're doing that, I will let the audience know that. Let me take a look at today's question. It
Two-part
is
question.
a two-part answer to the question. Make sure both parts are in the same line. I will read the question twice. So here we go. The Smith & Wesson Model 3 was originally produced in what two calibers? The Smith & Wesson Model 3 was originally produced in what 2 calibers?
No answers.
No correct answers.
22 and 38.
No, 357, 38 is also wrong. 25, 22 is also wrong. What the heck's wrong with you people?
Bump it up.
There you go.
Ah,
You got an
Cycle
answer.
Camp. Cycle Camp. It is correct. 4 Smith & Wesson American and the 44 Russian. Congratulations, Cycle Camp. You are today's tactical pop quiz winner. So congratulations, Mr. Cycle Camp. And by the way, I do want to take a moment to thank both Cycle Camp and Angry for sending in emails, helping out the tactical pop quiz. I did receive them, did pull those out, so they will be coming up shortly. So thank you very much, but congratulations to Cycle Camp.
Wait, did you just say he sent in the question that he got right?
No, a different question. Today's question.
That was on the gun channel side, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, for Cycle Camp, for copying pasting from this exact same place that Dano got his answer from, that makes you the tactical hot shot of the day.
Yeah, it just goes to show how Dano's, padding his account by, supplying the answers to certain people on gun channels, right?
Well, I'm still waiting on that first paycheck from the Daily Gun Show, and it hasn't quite arrived yet. So
I cut those checks. Here's the thing. I predated them next month. So yeah, hopefully that'll work for everybody. I think that'll take us into the gun shop of the day, and we actually did get a recommendation from the audience, and thank you for that. We try to do a new gun shop every single day. So this one is called Shooters Outdoor Sports Center in indoor shooting ranges in, I'm trying to look, is it Florida? I'm guessing no. Little Egg Harbor, New Jersey. So I think the way they pronounce it, that area of the world. So I didn't even know there was gun ranges in New Jersey. Have we done a gun range in New Jersey before?
I thought Boise, they just went and shot off the docks.
I'm looking for, here's an About Us, our history. Let's look at that. Looks like they got a pretty big store online. Tips hardware owner, along with this other guy and that other guy, constructed a brand new 25,000 square foot state-of-the-art indoor facility, fully stocked with the highest quality hunting, fishing, outdoor gear in 2013. So wherever Garden State Parkway is, it's right by that, in a place called Little Egg Harbor, and 10,000 square feet of retail space, 15-lane indoor firearm range, 10-lane indoor archery. So Jersey gets snow and everything, right? That's probably so they can use it all year round. And very cool. I want to put some pictures in here. Maybe there's a link to their Facebook or something. That'll have
well,
pictures.
Robbie said the second link had pictures.
Second link. Oh, the second link he sent us. I get it now. Is that over here?
unless it was in it, did he send an email?
No, it's over on gun channels.
Yeah, we got it. So yeah, very big shop. Looks like a Cabela's or something.
Yeah,
As far as the size of the place. Wow.
it's huge.
That's what I expect to see in New Jersey.
That's like a half of New Jersey.
Yeah, they wouldn't even be able to fit that in Rhode Island. Like this line would be one side of Rhode Island, right? So yeah, this looks like a big box store, except a local place. There's a place sort of like this over in Yuma. I really dig this. I don't know why, but I like it when gun shops put these little fake roofs inside. It's classy.
It does kind of make it look like the stage, like you're walking in almost to the Old West kind of a look.
That's what I think. Compared to like just the giant open room of like a especially this place, how big it is. I guess they got TV screens up over here. But there's their fancy range. Looks like they used rails instead of cables. So I'm a big fan of that, so that the shit ain't swaying all around. Looks like they've got those little, what do you call them? What do you call a funnel like that? For each of the bays. That's kind of interesting. You don't see a backstop like that.
I don't know what those are called.
But unlike having a pile of tires, that's what we have in Tucson, just filthy tires. And then I've seen like other things that are just mounded up. And then this is the, they ricochet, I guess, into that funnel. Pretty nice looking place. So there's what their boards look like, and there's also a banana set in there. So now you know it's.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the message is here.
Well, they're real. This is legit. So yeah, pretty neat.
Maybe they're monkey electricians.
Well, that's kind of cool. You can watch the archery from up above. What I would do is shoot out of my own bow from up here and shoot the
Just
guys.
Robin Hood them?
Yeah, like they think they're so good, and then split their arrow from up here. But that's kind of cool. I like that. I don't think I've seen that before. It's kind of like a racquetball court, except cooler because it's archery. Oh, look, they can already go up here. That's what it's for. I thought it was for looking at stuff. It's for going up.
Oh, it's for practicing shooting out of a stand.
Yeah, you can go up there, and this for like you old people, where if you fall out of a stand, you'll die. So they put you up here where you can only barely fall out of the stand.
It's not up there for old people.
I wonder if they just walk the critters in for the olden folks. They just they put a salt lick right here.
Yeah, and then they just take their leash and put a knot on it on the floor, just tie it up so they can't move.
Exactly. Here, another thing. They got a bench you can set on their crossbows.
Is there a picnic table in there for Dano?
And that's I'm wondering. They got a bench for sure. They got a bouncy house, but Dano's never mentioned his affinity for bouncing houses. Here's this lady's dishing out some kind of treats. Big table full of them. This is probably the grand opening.
Yeah, you can see like the radio shows there.
So Dano would just be pulling his chair up to the table of treats and just starting to dig in.
I was looking on the internet and I was expecting a hot dog table out front. Is that inside now?
There's people sitting there on that sidewalk.
That's true. I don't like the idea of having this massive sidewalk. I'm not up for that business. If you got to park way over here and then walk way up this sidewalk, you could tell me about the store. I ain't walking all that far to the store.
And why does it have to be all curvy?
Yeah, what the hell? Seriously, I think that is really the case. Or no, the parking lot's right there.
No, see, it's okay for Dano because he's got his little scooter, right? He can just his little rascal can just ride up on.
Good luck. I ain't going to this place. You got to park like forever away. I don't understand this. What are they trying to prove? Make everybody walk into the store through this whole thing? No way. I ain't doing that. That's where I draw the line.
I do kind of like how they have benches around the circle that's in the middle of the circle is just the flag. So you can just sit there and love America.
You have to because you need a break having to walk all that way from the car. You can't really walk that far in one stretch. This has got to be wrong. This is like some front.
You can always park your bike on the grass.
I think the parking is in back. This is just some fancy front area, so they could.
I don't know, because Cabela's is like that. At least the one near me, you kind of park off to the side a little bit, and then they got the big bear statue and like the big opening. Like you can like drive up and like get dropped off or whatever, or I guess that's where you can pick stuff up and whatnot. But like the regular parking's kind of far away.
Yeah, I ain't got time for that. So that's a deal breaker. For that, I'm out. That was our gun shop today, though. Let's see. Did he say anything about it in there? Robbie say anything about the shop? Besides the fact that you need a cart to get to the store once you park? Maybe they have those little shuttles.
It says they have 3D archery events. I don't know if that means you need to put on fancy goggles or what.
No, 3D means 3D targets that are made out of like foam, and they're life size for the most part. They'll have like rabbits and raccoons and deers and bears, pretty much everything. And then what I'm familiar with is they'll have them out like on a trail. Like you'll be walking down a trail And I think they kind of move the stuff around. It's not as though when you go to some like a shotgun thing, they'll be like, you're at the next like session or whatever. With the archery one, you're just kind of walking, and then you'll notice that there's this 3D target there, and then you take your shot. It's kind of fun. It's kind of like a nature trail, except you shoot at big critters. They might be doing it inside though, from those target stands. It's kind of cool. I don't think I've ever seen target stands set up and then at the correct angle from where the critter would be. So
and Robbie's saying that it really isn't that far of a walk. So
we don't know what Robbie looks like. Maybe he's one of these marathon runners. For somebody who runs 2K every day or whatever, then sure. Anyhow, so we try to feature a new gun shop every day, and that was one of them. So, like I said, I don't think we've done one in New Jersey before, or if we have, it's only been a few, and I don't remember it. So we're getting closer to getting closer to recording them all, so that as going forward, we can keep track of the ones we've seen and keep bringing you new ones every day. That's a big feature of the show. Hopefully, everybody's enthusiastic about it as I am. Really looking forward to seeing the different shops. And this time around, we're going to try to do some things consistently between the shops, some pictures of the same things, so that over time we can start to compare different shops in different ways. So give us some ideas. We'll be having some planning sessions, either in the scheduling show for the Daily Gun Show, or in perhaps in some extra van chats, where we start talking about the potential shops that we want to hit along the way. So if you know gun shops between Tucson and San Antonio and Dallas, Dallas and Tulsa, Tulsa and Dodge City and Colorado Springs, and Cody, Wyoming and Salt Lake City, Utah, Salt Lake City and Las Vegas, and then Las Vegas and Phoenix. Let me know. You can email me at gunwebsites@gmail.com or email the show, dailygunshow@gmail.com. And are we going to do the showdown?
Hashtag showdown.
Or do you want to do the movie of the day first?
All right. So the movie of the day came in from somebody who gave us a list the other day.
Hello? Can anybody hear me? Hello? Is there anybody in there?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
We pivoted on
hear us when you talk over us all the time.
We pivoted on it.
Nobody heard me a minute ago.
We pivoted on a time, and you kept going straight. So movie is called Wanted. Has anybody seen this one? Is this the Curve the Bullet one?
Yep. It was just perfect for the gun fu topic of the day.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. You got to see the movie. I was trying to tell you to wait until you see the movie of the day, Smeggy. And someone kept interrupting me. But anyway, yes, I think it's going to be interesting. Well, I've seen it. It's a very interesting movie. It's totally ridiculous. But at the same time, it's exactly what we're talking about, gun fu.
I have not. I've seen it twice or three times, but always doing other stuff. And they're laying down in some bathtubs or something. Am I thinking of the same one?
With Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, don't they like lay down in bathtubs in the beginning of it, or they're doing something in some bathtubs? And anyway, then they're running around on top of cars. I think that's the movie. Anyway,
slides the car sideways and catches him in the passenger seat, and yeah, it's all scoops him into the passenger seat just before he gets killed, kind of thing. It's just, yeah, it's got ridiculous stuff in it, but some of it's entertaining. Let's put it that way. But it is serious gun fu.
Right? Yeah, because it's like a secret society of assassins or whatever, and they're I don't know, like training and whatnot. Like you said, learning how to curve the bullets by moving the gun, which we all know totally works, so that's cool.
That's right up there with I can open up the door, do a 360, and scoop up a passenger into the car.
Yeah, that seems to work fine.
Yeah, me and Smeggy did that quite a bit in the van. I don't know what you're talking about. With a
Yeah,
We got gas that way.
Well, there's a lot of cool guns in it. It's the first one I'm seeing here is the Safari Arms Matchmaster. That's like her like main gun or whatever, and it just looks cool.
So, are you saying it's a good movie? That it's worth going back and paying attention to and watching? Because I seem to remember when people do science fiction movies or whatever, it always gets like laughed at, like it's not a good movie.
I see it as kind of a gun movie where gun fu has gone too far to become silly.
I say, yeah, I think it's one of those. It's fun to watch. I mean, I don't know. I kind of like some fantasy type things or whatever. Anyways, so that part doesn't bother me. I just turn my brain off a little bit. It's just a good action movie or whatever. But if you've seen it a few times, I don't know. You have to like necessarily go back and like start taking notes and stuff. Like you seem to have paid attention enough that you need. Just watch stuff blow up and people shooting at each other.
Yeah, it is an entertaining movie. It's just that when it comes to the gun stuff, it's not realistic, but it's still entertaining.
Yeah, it's a good if it's on TV type movie. You go ahead and watch it. So I'm giving it like one thumb, because I don't think it's bad, but if like you have to go out and try and find it and like buy it on DVD or something, that seems like probably a little more hassle than it's worth. But if it's on Netflix or something, you're bored one afternoon, that's perfectly fine to pop on, kill a couple hours.
Yeah, find it at the garage sale and you want something to throw in the pack for some light, silly entertainment. Yeah, but I'll give it a one thumb up. I'm with Smeggy on this.
All right, and I don't have a thumb to give it because I can't remember most of it. So I'm trying to think of like that Inception movie. I must have seen that like 4 times, and then I went back and watched it and paid attention more. And it was all right. So is it like that? If I pay attention, I'll enjoy it, or just watch it again and not pay attention? It doesn't matter.
There's no hidden meanings. There's no.
It's not like The Matrix or something where there's some story that's worth watching with all the action. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's and that's why I'm getting at of like if you just toss it on some afternoon or whatever, like that's you don't need to pay super attention to it. So you've probably watched it the correct amount of times in the way you watched it.
Well, that's the point of this segment of the show. We're not obviously not paid by the movie companies. We're just trying to remind people of movies they might not have seen, or in this case, something that you might see in the Netflix or the Amazon queue, and wonder if it's worth wasting time on it, or worth spending time on it. So did that help?
I just want to go through the guns here. I pulled up the Infamova because I like doing that nowadays. And so, yeah, so, like I said, I started with the Safari Arms Matchmaster, and then it's got the corner shot. Everyone loves the corner shot. A custom Beretta 92, a Mauser C96, Beretta 92 FS, Browning High Power, Flintlock pistol, Glock 17, H&K Mark 23, H&K USP compact, USP match. It's got a Jericho Baby Eagle, an FBL compact, 1911, Remington Rolling Block 1871 Calvary, Ruger Super Red Hawk, SIG P226, Smith & Wesson 5906, Model 64, Model 3, a Star Ultra Star, I don't know what that is, Taurus PT92, Taurus Raging Bull, Unknown Pistol,
Probably 1911.
Oh, is it? A wheel lock pistol, sawed-off double-barrel shotgun, Benelli M3T, and then H&K UMP9, and H&K MP7A1, Scorpion SA-VZ61, Micro Uzi, Fantasy Sniper Rifle, I don't remember that one, Armalite AR-180, FN FNC, HKG3, M4A1, and the Springfield 1861. So I don't know, if you go through looking at the pictures, they're pretty neat.
That's certainly a lot of them.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was like. Wow, quite a bit. And I like that they got the old ones and stuff too, with the flintlocks and whatnot.
I'm going to go to history, day in history, since I brought that up already. Since yesterday was the signing of the Declaration. Yet today, in 1776, the Declaration of Independence is first printed by John Dunlop in Philadelphia. So it took one day to get it started to get distributed. That's pretty cool. Today in 1814, do you remember this one, Bob? 1814. U.S. troops under Jacob Brown defeat a superior British force at someplace Canada. So Canadians tried to do some funny business. U.S. troops went on there under Jacob Brown and defeated the superior British/Canadian force. 1814. Didn't take no shit. Or still not taking no shit. Oh, I thought this was interesting. 1892, Andrew Beard is issued a patent for the rotary engine. It's kind of a long time ago, 1892. And then last...
Yeah, we still barely use it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's a long, long time ago. And in 1943, the Battle of Kursk, the largest tank battle in history, began today, in 1943.
And probably the first and last tank battle of that size.
You know, until we get giant tanks. The only person that is interesting, I think, to be today is P.T. Barnum. You know, there's no more circuses. The last circus happened not too long ago. The last Barnum Bailey circus in the United States, at least. Maybe, well, I think the whole place went down. So, the last circus. Anyway, so there's your upbeat day in history. If you like circuses.
Very cool. I never went to a circus.
Really? I went to the Barnum Bailey circus before.
That's one of them. I guess I missed out.
Yep, I've never been to one either.
Go to one of the zoos where they still whip the animals, and then
it's close enough.
There you go.
Let's see. So I think that's about it. Oh no, we have to do this thing called a showdown. We do that every once in a while.
Showdown. It sounds so familiar. Like
Hashtag
you used
showdown,
to do it maybe once a week.
that hashtag showdown. Yeah. Wasn't that it?
Yeah. It's the Daily Show hashtag showdown. So when you're posting the stuff on the Instagram, use hashtag Daily Gun Show.
The one Dano keeps trying to stop or whatever.
All right, so I'm just passing the number over there, and then I can screen share. Oh, that's all our secrets. Let's move over to here, and then we'll scroll down again to the most recent. Uh-oh, we got some doubles in there. Somebody's reposting. Oh no, how far down I go? We had a lot. I know we had Smeggies in there last week, didn't we? There's 543. There used to be 516. So there's 30 of them.
Now that hand is a repost. I see that fat hand.
Would you quit calling Hashi's hand fat, Dano? That is because she's the largest channel that's ever reposted our shit. So that's why it's going to be up in the most popular.
Okay, but it keeps getting reposted.
It's her picture, and she hashtagged us on it, and it's got 2,600. I suspect not too many of ours have 2,600 likes on them.
Okay. Well, it doesn't mean
Why
I
do you
have to
keep
like it.
insulting Hashi? Why don't you like Hashi? What's wrong with you, Dano?
That gives us likes, literally.
I don't even know the person. How can I dislike somebody I don't even know? I just don't like the picture.
It's 10 down, so 2, 6, 8, 10. Is that about right? Is this when Dano got arrested last time? Well, that's Artisan Tony, I think.
I remember all the targets.
I'm gonna start with Artisan Tony's then. Looks like we already gave it a thumb up already. But anyway, that's when he got pulled over. That's Smeggy trying to win. Other Artisan
I'm just trying to rep, all of the awesome pro gun stuff.
Dog body, little kid shooting. Carl's dog body's a lot younger than I thought. Another little kid shooting.
I think that one's dog body, but you know.
Chris?
The little girl, she's got that determined face on it. I like that.
Oh, I didn't click on your picture. That's why I'm like, why isn't it showing anymore?
Got the one side of the side saddle. You don't usually see that side. This is one of those deals where they go long. Another one. He's cooking his
Oh,
pot.
that's a barbecue gun.
Now, who would consider a Glock a barbecue gun?
Well, it was on a barbecue, so that's why I said that.
You're barbecuing a Glock, but you wouldn't actually, carry it.
That was a Guess That movie on the early watch. Another one from Chris. Revolver this time.
Oh, I like those revolvers.
Got Clay's. I think we saw that one last time, didn't we? No, this was 3 days ago.
Yeah.
You agree?
I kind of like that one. The way the shadows.
Were we looking at these already? They're all liked, and they're all just 3 days old, it says. Here's a new one.
Well, that would have been, 3 days was every second matters. I think that's why we got so many. Because a lot of people that posted every second matters pictures use the hashtag also.
Oh, that's probably what it was.
But that was a pretty cool, what was that, go bag type thing?
Yeah.
Oh, and I just noticed on the phone it's got Hangouts on air.
Yep. That's a good one. Look at that. You know that's right on the edge of something. It's about
I really like that one for multiple reasons.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Most because I'm a CZ fanboy, but that is a really good one.
And this is the one that wins this week.
I don't know about that.
I do like the red, white, and blue stripes for
The donut.
the holiday.
The donuts? Yep. I agree with you.
Yeah.
That's why that one's going to win. We'll see. Then we got this trunnion. What kind of jig?
Yep.
Moon was in here during the pre-show earlier today. And then this one got reposted. 23 likes from Tommy Canada. I think that was the last one.
Do you know? Yeah, that was the most recent. Do you know Tommy, Bob? Because I'm pretty sure all Canadians know each other.
Yeah. I was waiting for somebody to say that.
Well, there's only 7 of you, so.
Yeah.
So now we judge. Who do you deem worthy?
I'm going with the CZ perched on the rock.
So this is Smeggy's. Dana?
All right.
I got to say, I'm torn between the AR with the donuts and the USA donut and the CZ on the rock. I'm going to go with the CZ on the rock.
Oh, shit.
Gravity defying.
Bob?
I'm going with the little girl with that determined look shooting that AR. I think that was a good one.
Uh-oh. It's going to be a toss-up. Well, I'm going with the donuts. So that means it goes to the... Well, do we give it to these guys because they picked... Both of them picked this one? Or do we go to the audience?
We should go to the audience for sure.
We can let the audience chime in.
All right,
Sure.
so that's 3 choices. The CZ, the donuts, or the kid? Donuts. Donuts win. Donuts says again. So donuts win.
No, come on now.
Just saying, it's 2 votes for donuts already. Oh, there's another one. Donuts. Donuts are going to win.
Come on, you people. That CZ's awesome.
Look, there's another one for donuts. That's
There's
3.
one for CZ. Couple for the kid.
Are you sure? He's probably trying to say donuts and he spelled it wrong.
Yeah. Gun channels people aren't kid haters.
No, what are these
It's
kids?
the youth. It's the youth that are going to save the guns. If the youth don't know how to use them, we'll lose them.
And Tony talking smash, saying, "Oh, the CZ looks photoshopped." He always accuses Chris of photoshopping.
Dang it. So it looks like the damn kid's going to win. Damn kid. The kid probably ate them donuts, too. All right, well, kid's winning. Is it a video?
Are you counting every time Cycle Camp says kid like 12 times? Because he said it 4 times now.
Look,
if those all count, that's not really.
Here's my problem with this kid. Shouldn't have her hand way up here like it's supposed to be. With the C-clamp grip way up here. Are we getting more votes?
Act cool.
Everybody's changing their votes now to kid.
Nah.
All right, well, I guess the kid's going to win it.
Kids are the future.
That is cool. I do like seeing kids shooting.
Yes,
that is the next generation, and they're the ones that are gonna defend the Second Amendment once we're all dead.
But if you ask that kid if she'd rather have won our showdown or have them donuts, she would pick the donuts. It's not unloaded.
All kids would take
a 10-round mag in it. I think she's shooting.
Yeah, it's a 10-round mag in it.
Just has another mag sitting there for if somebody starts screwing around.
Yeah,
that works out pretty good. That table's up on in the bed of the truck, using the truck box. That works out pretty good. All right, well, that was our hashtag showdown. So we encourage everybody to use the hashtag Daily Gun Show over on the Instagrams. And what we got, 50-something of them, more than that this week. So thanks everybody for using the hashtag. Or no, we had 30-something of them. So appreciate that. And it's the point is to get the hashtag out there to see if people find the show. And we appreciate the effort. Do we do anything for when they win the thing?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So you won. You get the prestige.
And a big thank you for using the hashtag for sure.
Boy, that was kind of anticlimactic.
Nobody's gonna keep this.
At least I try to put a little showmanship into the daily tactical pop quiz.
Oh, we've noticed, Dano.
All right, we put too much production into this show at some point. All right, so I think we're done.
Okay,
I think that
is
we can finally put them to sleep.
Just need to do whatever what's happening tonight on Gun Channels, right?
Let's hope Gun Channels exists after this show.
I blame Dano personally, but I blame him for pretty much anyway.
Now here's.
Are we down to 4 viewers, meaning the 4 of us?
Yeah, pretty much. But here's the thing: those that did stick around, guess what? Reach underneath your chair. There's donuts. Donuts for everyone. Assuming someone put donuts underneath your chair.
Okay, Oprah. You get a donut. You get a donut.
If there were donuts under my chair, the dog would have got them by now.
At least there'd be dog hair in them.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right.
What are we going to talk about? Matt's going to do a show later on. Tried to get him to do a show in the evenings. Somebody wants to do an evening show. Wednesday night might be a good night to do it. Thursday could be a good night to do it after Yankee and that. Otherwise, we'll see you in the early. We'll see. We'll see you back in the morning over on Gun Channels for early watch.
Excuse me. We're not keeping you awake, are we?
I fell asleep almost immediately after the show yesterday, and yeah, I keep getting up at 4 a.m. and earlier sometimes. So this is getting to be my evenings now. So anyway, it's not early watch tomorrow. It is Good Morning Gun Channels. Thanks, Sean and Jimmy for kind of dividing up the hosting, and thanks Tony, of course, for jumping into all the shows. Night Strike and Knives and others are in those shows, and it's for me, I'm doing a lot of work during the day. It's great for me. I know Angry and a bunch of other people are working in front of computers all day, so it's great. It's a lot better than having a radio. You have a bunch of people to BS with, and like everybody says, if you've got something that you want to add to the conversation, you can just type it right in there, or jump in even and say something and jump out. I know Smeggy does that occasionally. Got something just to add.
When did they officially rebrand?
It's not rebranded. It's just that in order to make it a little easier for everybody, you know, it's tough to just do it randomly. So they just distributed it to Monday, Wednesday, Friday is Early Watch, and Tuesday, Thursday is Good Morning Gun Channels. They didn't really change much as just reorganize which days they're doing it so that it's more consistent for everybody.
When you said Good Morning Gun Channels, I thought you were referring to they had a new revised channel.
No, that's just what Sean calls it when he's hosting.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, with all that, I guess we'll see you back here at the same time tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's 4 Pacific. And we'll be on episode number 349. It'll be Thursday, so that makes it our CCW day. CCW topic is CCW outside versus inside. I'm assuming that's waistband in that house. Our gun stuff is how do you value your guns? Interesting. And then training, online training. Or maybe this week we'll do this is, no, what's this I'll say?
This is online training.
It's a giant big paragraph, but it says this is for the audience only, so I don't know what that means. So you'll find out tomorrow when we do the topic tomorrow if training.
So besides the fact that Bob is passing off, you know, picking the gun of the day on us and the audience on Friday, you know, all that kind of stuff. So apparently we're going to throw a whole segment out just for the audience. So you guys are going to do the show tomorrow. We'll just sit here quietly and you guys can entertain yourselves.
Exactly. There'll be 3 of us watching. You'll jump in here. That'll be good.
We'll just read the comments silently to ourselves.
Well, at least maybe you'll have more energy than today's show.
Yeah, everybody. I'm gonna make everybody guzzle a Mountain Dew before the show tomorrow.
I was gonna say this was not a Red Bull show.
Yeah, I certainly did not get a Mountain Dew this afternoon, or a Faygo, so that might be part of my problem.
Well, I'm worried. I haven't gotten a link from Matt already. Usually, there's already a link. So
I'm kind of worried about what this Faygo thing is. Never heard of it.
It's a soda from Detroit.
No, it's a pop from Detroit.
It's like I can't remember what the ones are in other ones. Anyway, it's just a local sugary, whatever they call it, pop version of a distillery.
Out of the pristine Detroit River.
So they found this giant worm, and instead of putting out Mountain Dew, it puts out Faygo, I guess. Anyway,
worm that crawled out of the Detroit River.
I'm really surprised that Tanner doesn't have Faygo over there, but oh well.
Oh no,
it doesn't come from the Detroit River. And speaking of that, Detroit city water is consistently ranked on some of the highest city waters in the country. We have very good quality drinking water.
You read that on the internet, Smeggy?
Fancy. Now I want to visit Detroit.
To drink the water.
You turn the kitchen sink on, get a glass of water, and it's going to be nice.
Honey, I think we're vacationing in Detroit this year. You ever water?
Well, listen, you guys all know the Flint saga? Flint started having problems as soon as they got off of Detroit water and started using their own. And that's where all the problems started, because they didn't want to pay Detroit's prices.
And I can only assume taking a tour of your water filtering facility is going to be crowded. So is there a way, as a resident, you can help me get?
I can get you in.
Right on. Well, we're going to be adding that to the tour.
You have to reserve it a year ahead of time.
Exactly.
I know some people. Don't worry about it.
Get you hooked up.
All right. Well, with all of that, we will be back tomorrow, and I will make them all drink some Mountain Dew or coffee or something, and then we'll be talking about CCW stuff. And it's Thursday, and I can't think of anything else, so we will see you then.
All right. being that nobody else is going to jump in with something at the last minute, we like to end our show on a quote. This one today will be by Theodore Roosevelt. I'd like to remind everybody, please like, share, and subscribe. Help get the word out. Even we are. So our quote: "A man who is good enough to shed his blood for the country is good enough to be given a square deal afterwards." Roosevelt. On those words, thanks everybody. See you all tomorrow.
Guys and gals of gunwebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching gunwebsites.com.